What was your I'm done helping others moment? My coworker Sarah was always asking for rides. She'd text me every morning asking if I could pick her up because her car was acting up again. I felt bad for her, so I always said yes. Sarah started working at our office about 6 months ago. She seemed nice enough, always brought cookies for everyone's birthday, complimented my outfits, and helped me with spreadsheets when I was swamped. She mentioned her car was this old Honda that kept breaking down, and since we lived in the same neighborhood, giving her rides felt like the right thing to do. At first it was just once or twice a week. Sorry to bother you, but my car won't start, she'd text with sad face emojis. Then it became every other day. You're such a lifesaver. My mechanic says it needs a new battery. Then it was daily rides to work, plus weekend trips to the grocery store, Target, and even her nail appointments. My car's making that grinding noise again, she'd say. Can you swing by real quick? I started leaving my house 20 minutes earlier just to pick her up. My gas bill went from $40 a week to almost $80. I had to wake up at 6:30 a.m. instead of 7 a.m., but I kept telling myself I was being a good person, the kind my mom raised me to be. My husband Mark would shake his head when I'd grab my keys every morning. She's using you, he'd say, sipping his coffee. But I'd brush him off. Sarah would always promise to pay me back for gas. I'll Venmo you this weekend, she'd say. That Venmo request never came. She'd also ask me to stop at Starbucks on the way to work. Can we grab coffee? I'll buy yours too. But somehow, she'd always forget her wallet, and I'd end up paying for both drinks. Last month, our office had a mandatory Saturday meeting. Sarah texted me at 6:30 a.m., jolting me awake. Emergency. My car completely died in my driveway. Smoking and everything. Can you get me? I can't miss this meeting. They're announcing promotions today, and I'm up for team lead. I threw on clothes, didn't even brush my teeth, and drove 15 minutes to her apartment complex. She was waiting outside in full makeup, perfectly curled hair, wearing a brand new dress I'd never seen before, and holding a Vinny Starbucks coffee. You're such a lifesaver, she said, sliding into my passenger seat. I seriously don't know what I'd do without you. You're like the best friend ever. The meeting ran long, 3 hours of presentations and team building exercises. Afterwards, Sarah asked if I could drop her off at the mall. My sister's meeting me there for lunch. It's basically on your way home anyway. It wasn't on my way home. It was 20 minutes in the opposite direction, but I was already exhausted and just wanted to get the day over with. As I pulled up at the mall entrance, I told Sarah to have fun with her sister. Thanks again. You're amazing, she said, getting out. But instead of walking toward the mall entrance, I watched Sarah walk straight across the parking lot to a shiny red Honda Civic. The exact same model she claimed was broken. A tall guy with a beard got out of the driver's seat and hugged her. They laughed about something, and then Sarah got in the driver's seat. I sat there with my mouth open as Sarah drove away in her perfectly fine car. The next Monday morning, right on schedule, Sarah texted me. Car trouble again. The engine light came on. Can you pick me up? This time, instead of immediately saying yes, I told her I'd be there in 20 minutes. But I drove to her apartment early and parked where I could see her building. 7:45 a.m., Sarah walked out and got into her red Honda. It started perfectly. I screenshotted her help me text and took a photo of her driving away. Sent both to our manager. Sarah's lying. Here's the proof. My phone exploded. Why did you tell Linda? I can explain. You're ruining everything. I texted back. Find your own ride. She didn't get promoted. Now Sarah drives herself to work every day, and I sleep in 20 minutes longer.